give up the symbols and Martian religion has to die, then so be it! At least I will know who I am!
And who are you?
I'm the Martian Manhunter!
Welcome to dcmultiverse. I'm your host, Tyrus, and man, I am ready for this episode here because it's two of my all-time favorites from the DC Universe. You see what it is, folks. We have the Page Punchers, McFarlanetoys, DC Multiverse, Martian Manhunter, and we also have, for me, one of the most sought-after figures of the year, and that is Bloodwynd. All right, so this is really cool, folks. Bloodwynd is a red platinum, and I know we all love those red platinums, but you know we don't. I'm playing y'all, but it is what it is. But I'm really happy, McFarlane gave us these figures before this line is done. Really happy that McFarlane went there with these two because they're linked. They're linked in the comics, and I don't want to spoil too much, but I do want to say this. Okay, so even though Bloodwynd is his own character, at some point in the comics, the Martian Manhunter, he takes the form of Bloodwynd. So there's this big mystery that's really interesting, and it plays out in the Justice League of America comics that we have right here from Page Punchers. But it does play out as this big mystery in regards to who this Bloodwynd character is, what is his powers, and that's something that Blue Beetle and some of the other members of the league are just wondering who this guy is, and it makes for a really interesting story. Now there is a third evil presence that makes this happen, and all of this is tied to this thing right here, and it's the Bloodstone. So this is what causes all of the problems in regards to the Martian Manhunter taking form of Bloodwynd. It also involves this evil presence that resides within the blood gem that causes all this to happen. As you can see, that's that evil presence right there, as you can see. So everything that I'm talking about and who Bloodwynd is, what happens to the Martian Manhunter, why he takes the form of Bloodwynd, what the blood gem is, everything is in this one comic. So if you're able to get either Bloodwynd or the Martian Manhunter, everything's explained, which is I'm really happy that McFarlane did that, because not a lot of people know who Bloodwynd is, and this is an awesome opportunity for people to get to know this character. The story behind the blood gem is very interesting, and I'll put a link in the description below for you guys to kind of read up on this guy. And again, if you do have these figures, don't throw away the comic. Read the comic. Next up, we have John Jones, the Martian Manhunter's collector's card here. Looking all classic and cool. Love it, man. And on the back, we have his data file. And again, this is from the Page Punchers line. Up next, we have Bloodwynd's collector's card here. All right, another awesome image of my main man, Bloodwynd. And on the back, we have his data file. And then last but not least, we have the tried and true DC Multiverse display stand. And that's all, folks. We have no flight stand, no swappable hands, no nothing. All right. So he just got the figures, folks. So, and we do have the comic, which is cool. I'm really happy that he gave us the comic so that we know what's up, what's happening with these characters. So that's really cool. But yeah, man, nothing else. And these figures do share the same body mold. But again, retooling, repaints, different head swaps, you have a completely new figure. So I've always said that. And I think McFarlane is doing an excellent job in regards to retooling these figures and giving us, brand new figures when it's all said and done. All right. So first up, let's take a look at my main man, John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. And man, this is straight up superpowers. I mean, this really takes me back to that. I never got a chance. And I don't know if it was either a standard release back in the day for superpowers. I don't know if he was like a release from, overseas or whatever, but I never got the superpowers John Jones, Martian Manhunter. This really, to me, harkens back to that. But I just love the lighter paint deco for this version of the Martian Manhunter here. And again, it really blends well and it goes well with the lighter blues and the reds. But that's the one thing that really shows out well with this Martian Manhunter is the fact that we have the lighter green here. We do have the soft goods cape, but it is not bendy wire. I don't know why McFarlane did that, man. I just don't get it. It still works, but at the same time, I really wish that we were given the bendy wire cape. Now we do have the high collar action going here, and it still works as well. These soft good items really give these figures that extra bit of a personalities overall, and I really like it, man. And this guy looks awesome, man. And the face sculpt, you know, I can't leave this out because this is what sets up. I've said this before, and I say it again. These things set up the rest of the figure. So, you know, the awesome face sculpt like this, again, it's that classic old school Martian Manhunter face sculpt. I love how they handle the thick brow here and the forehead, very pronounced. The white beady eyes here, the nose, the sculpted detail of the cheeks and the mouth, everything looks really cool, man, really good. Of course, he has the bald head. You know, he's rocking the Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan bald head, so that looks pretty cool as well. So I do the same, man. I love the bald head. But man, this looks awesome. I love it, man. The blues and the reds and the light greens. When I put this guy on my shelf, my eyes go straight to him because he just stands out. Not only because he's one of my favorite of all time, but just the blues and this green, man. It just really shows out really well. And he did give us that soft goods cape, man, but it's just not bendy wire. But it still works, it still works. But you wish you want it to float. You want to position it as he's flying or whatever, so that it shows that it's flying or that it's swaying in the air. So with the bendy wire, you can position it, into the air and everything. But in a way, you can kind of angle it to work and everything. So overall, even though he doesn't have the bendy wire, this still works in a way. But solid figure overall. Really happy that I got this guy. This is one of my most favorite period of the year, folks. One of folks. So we've been getting a lot of really good figures from this line this year overall. I wish that McFarlane would have not only added a flight stand to this figure, but also something that represents at least 2 of the 5,000 powers that he has. Because he does, of course, he has flight, but he has telekinesis, something that represents that ability to maybe attach to the head or attached to the back. Marvel Legends have done it with Professor Xavier. They've done it with Spider-Man to show off their abilities. Even Daredevil. So something to kind of show off his telekinesis ability. Also shape-shifting. He shape-shifts into pretty much anything. So maybe a John Jones detective figure. Maybe give us a 2-pack that has, of course, the Martian, but also Detective John Jones. That would have been awesome as well. He already has, the body molds for maybe a detective or whatever. So give us that. So I think that really would have given us the ultimate Martian Manhunter before this line ends. Now, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe he might do that. But a 2-pack with Martian Manhunter, John Jones, would have been a nice touch for, Martian Manhunter fans. Not only Martian Manhunter fans, but DC Multiverse fans all over the world, man. We would have loved that. So maybe, who knows? We'll see. But overall, really happy with this figure here. Even though there's some things that's missing, I'm really happy that we got more of this classic version of the Martian Manhunter, because that's what it's all about for me. Now, let's take a look at my main man, Bloodwynd. Now, I had been on the hunt for this guy for it seemed like 3 weeks, folks. And I could not believe that I finally found one at Walmart. And I'll put the link in the description below of that video. I was so happy. It was like Christmas for me. It was because I love this character, love his origin. And the Justice League of America comics was just so much fun to read. I'm reading them all over again now. Due to this character here, it just got me right back into reading those old stories. But overall, love this character. Very simplistic, but yet we got minor designs that create this character. I mean, it's not a lot in terms of detail. We have the white costume here. We have the little bands that go around the thigh area here. Very colorful. We have the gold bands, but we have these ruby type designs with the greens and the reds here. Very interesting design for this character here. It works really well. And as you can see, we have more of the ring around the forearm area with those little pearl designs as well. We have this larger pearl that's decked out in red. Then we have green here. And then we have the same thing on the other arm here. The white really shows out. So giving this figure an all-white costume with the little ring around the thigh area, and then you have the black cape and the red inside that really pops, and it shows against the white here. So again, this is a very simplistic, costume, yet at the same time, you get something that's really eye-catching. When I get this character, when I got this character out of the package and I put him on my shelf, I'm going, this is a really bad costume. And I mean bad in a good way, man. Love the white and how the red and how all that really comes together. I really wish I could get into the person's mind that created this character and what they were thinking in regards to going, okay, I'm going to give him an all-white costume, and I'm going to give him this little ring that goes around the thigh area, just the one, and then we're going to do the same thing here. Just how did you come out with this? How do you manage to figure that this is the design for a character that you put together, and it works? And he has the high collar, much like the Martian. That is high, but this really works, and it's soft good, but it's not bendy wire. And again, that's something that I just don't know why McFarlane went down. Why he didn't give us the bendy wire for these capes? But at the same time, it's still workable. It's not a word, workable, but this still works, man. You can still make it work with this character here. You have to just kind of play with it, because I love the bendy wire capes. Now I don't know why McFarlane just did not give us that, but man, you can still kind of work with it a bit to pose the character around, kind of move the Martian Manhunter out of the way for a bit. But man, this really still works for the Bloodwynd character. But again, I really wish that he would have been given not only a flight stand, but the cloth wire cape, and maybe something again that represents his abilities. He does have heat vision. He does have energy blast. So maybe something that represents his energy blast, his heat vision, something maybe that you can attach to the medallion that showcases the power of the blood gem. So there's just so many things that you could have done with this figure that you didn't. But even with that being said, man, really happy that we got this guy, man, because this is a really deep cut. This is something I figured when I saw it revealed, I was like, really, we going there? We gonna really go that deep with Bloodwynd? All right, folks, as I move the character I wanted to move it a little closer to the screen so that you can get a better view of the blood gem. All right, decked out in all red and black. Love the detail with that. And as I move the character a little down here, you can see this incredible face sculpt. He's like looking actually into your soul, man. They did an excellent job with this figure, man. I love how they handled this face sculpt, man. The sculpted detail of the mouth, the nose, everything really works well. You have the mask that goes around the figure and it leaves this area here open. Then you have the white, more emissive eyes that's definitely staring into your soul. They handled that very well. Man, this looks really good. And of course, the hair. You got to have the hair. The hair got to be right. So he's been to the barbershop before he went into the blood gym. He went to the barbershop, folks. So he handled that. Hair looks really good. Detail was handled very well for the hair. Very simple design. Yeah, still, man, it gives you a lot. And it's just one of those special figures for me that I never thought we'd get. Never thought in a million years that we'd get a Bloodwynd. And the fact that we got this guy is just very special to me. And yet another figure that shows out on my shelf with the eyes, the blood gem, the various, just the subtle details that really make up, this mysterious character from the Justice League of America comics. And again, folks, could not be more happy for both figures. I mean, both are for me a dream come true. And the fact that McFarlane thought to tie these both figures in together was an excellent idea. They both shine and they truly add to my overall DC Multiverse collection. So, and here for comparison, we have the tale of 3 Martian Manhunters, all from McFarlane Toys. Now, these were also Target exclusive. So from left to right, we have more of the DC Rebirth version of Martian Manhunter. And on the right, we have the DC Classics version. And then now we have more of that Superpowers, super classic, I say, Martian Manhunter here in the middle. Which Martian Manhunter do you like the best? Comment below. Let me know. All right, folks, let's go on to the next. And alongside our newly acquired Bloodwynd and classic Martian Manhunter is the Justice League of America team that I have been looking forward to putting together. Here they are, man. This is really awesome. Now, this is the team that attempted, and I say attempted, to help Superman fight off Doomsday. And as you may or may not know, they didn't fare too well, all right? And this was also the time where, the Martian Manhunter had took the form of Bloodwynd. And we know the story. I talked about that early on in the review. But they didn't fare too well, folks. So I always liked this team. It was nice, really interesting group of characters, personalities that made up this team. They had other individuals that would come in and out during the Justice League of America comics, which made it that much more interesting as well, like Batman, Firestorm, Wonder Woman, as well as another one that you will see very soon. But yeah, here is the Justice League of America team, folks. And with that being said, we're going to get on to the next segment. All right, let's go. And up next is yet another favorite of mine from McFarlane Toys, and that is none other than the Atom. Now, this figure was a part of McFarlane's digital wave of figures that he had some time ago, along with Superman and Green Arrow. But man, Atom is awesome, and he does play a huge role in solving the mysteries behind what was going on with the Martian Manhunter, taking the form of Bloodwynd, as well as the Blood Gem. And to wrap up this comparison, I have also from McFarlane Toys, the Silver Age Superman. And last but not least, we have the one and only Doomsday. All right, folks, let's get on to the next. That is a wrap. That's all I have for this episode. I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed this Martian Manhunter / Bloodwynd action figure review. Both figures serve as not only two of my most anticipated figures of the year from McFarlane Toys, but they will definitely serve as two of my most favorite from within my entire collection, man. I mean, this is what I've been hoping to get before this line ended, and I have them. I'm really happy that McFarlane has gone deeper into the DC Universe vault of characters and given us Bloodwynd, and also for giving us this classic version of Martian Manhunter. But folks, let me know in the comments, what do you think about these figures? What you've been collecting? What are you looking forward to? We got Comic-Con that's just around the corner. So much happening, so much out there. So definitely comment below. Let me know. Also, be sure to ring that bell for all notifications so you get each and every one of my content pieces as it drops. And also, don't forget to what? No, I'm going to say right. That's right. Like, share, and subscribe. If you've already done that, I truly appreciate it. If you haven't, you need to do it. All right. I'd love for you to join Team Multiverse. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, hype the video, folks. All these things help the channel grow, and it helps get it out there for others to see. If you don't do it, then my videos won't be seen at all, and they just get Thanos snapped out of YouTube. So I appreciate the support, folks. And again, let me know in the comments what do you think about these figures and everything. Also, remember that I am on social media on Instagram and Twitter. So if you have those outlets, be sure to give me a follow. And again, thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And until next time, be good to one another. Be safe. Stay tuned. And I'll talk to y'all later. All right? Bye for now.